Station. Good name, Frank. Good evening. What's the best approach for setting equalizers for bass subwoofers? Parker, what do you like to do for setting EQs on your subs?
I suppose it depends. It depends on several things, of course. Oh dear. It depends on what notes you're really trying to hit, and there's so many. It depends on the settings, what settings your amp has, what settings your head unit has. If you have a equalizer in there somewhere, normally I'll set the head unit. I'll set the low pass to anything below 80 or so around there. Again, kind of depending on what amp I'm running and what sub setup, and then from there I'll fine tune it on the amp itself.
Yeah. Good. So you're doing mostly by ear then? Is that
yes.
your
yes.
favorite method? Okay, by ear. Okay, good. Derek, what about you, sir?
I have a smart answer and a real answer. The smart answer is you set the V pattern, because the V pattern always sounds the best, right? And the V means you raise the bass all the way up and you raise the treble all the way up. You leave the mid in the middle, kind of a swoop like that. It's guaranteed to sound the best, because if you do it on an EQ and you push flat and then you push V pattern, you're always going to smile more with the V pattern.
Yes, sir.
So that's recommendation number one. That goes back all the way to the old school when they had like 10 bands and you could slide them, yourself. Yep. Some people would slide all the bands up, which, that's not going to work the best. But just give a V pattern and it works. But like Parker was getting at for the serious answer, it's one of these, there's not truly one answer that solves everybody, because some people may listen to podcasts and want to turn the bass down so you don't feel your car rumble as you hear the male voice speak.
Yes.
So it's definitely dependent on the vehicle and the person as to how you want to set that. But I would caution people, to using a bass EQ too much in a vehicle, especially if you don't really know what you're doing, because you can overdrive an amplifier by turning your bass EQ up too much, because all you're essentially doing is boosting up the power that's coming out at that specific frequency. And if you don't have enough, amplifier to push that much power, then you will have clipping, you will have problems. So just be easy with it and use your ears, and don't damage them, but use them. And when it starts sounding bad, you just tune it back the other way.
Excellent. Robert, what about you, sir? How do you like to adjust your bass, your subs?
I'm a huge DSP guy. I think everything should have DSP on it. So I set my entire front stage up separately from the subwoofer. I get it EQ'd the way I want it. I then go into the subwoofer, try it flat. If there's nothing crazy going on with the subwoofer that I need to correct, I kind of leave it flat if I can. And then I'll run it like negative 16 dB. And I just use the sub as kind of the gravy. So if I want to show off, I can turn it up. I set my gain to clipping. So on my knob, I have full extension if I want to. But I kind of phase it in and out to my system, depending on what I'm listening to. And if you get someone in there that's like, oh, you're Hi-Fi Vega, they don't want to hear SQ. They want to hear the sub. I'm turning the sub up. So I like to keep it separate from the main system.